Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope all of you are doing well. And before introducing today's topic, let's take some example. Okay, then we will decide that what the topic is. So if I say Ram and Sham dash going to school. So the example is Ram and Sham dash going to school. So what can be the answer? Was or were? Was or were? So the answer will be basically where. Okay. And if I take another example, Ram or Shem dash going to school. Okay. So in this case, what will be the answer? Was or where? So in this case, the answer will be was. Was. So why is this change? In this case, if you look at the first example, we are talking about Ram and Shem. That means the subject becomes plural. The subject becomes plural. And as the subject is plural, then we also need to put the verb into plural form. Okay, that's why were, not was. But in the second example, we are talking about Ram or Sham, or that means anyone, either Ram or Sham. Then we are talking about only one and about one person. That's why we can say we are talking about singular subject. And as the subject is in singular form, that's why we also need to put the verb into singular form. Verb into singular form. Singular form. Okay. So I am pretty sure that all of you have already guessed the topic of discussion. The topic of discussion is subject verb agreement. Agreement. This is also called syntax. This is also called syntax. So today we are going to discuss subject verb agreement. Okay. So there are many rules, and let us go with the rules one by one. Let us begin from the very beginning, from the very basic. So the uses of, at first we will discuss the uses of be verbs. And what are the be verbs? There are, in case of present tense, we have three be verbs. One is am, am, another is, and the third one is are. Okay, let's am, is, are. Okay, and in past tense, we have two be verbs. One is was and another is were. So when to use am, is, are and was and were? So simply am is used with the subject, I, and is used with singular subject, singular subject, and are is used with plural subject, in case of present simple tense. Okay, and in case of no, not present simple, means in case of present tense. Okay, and in case of past tense we use was with singular subject, and where is used with plural subject, Okay, let's take some example. For example, I can write I go, I go, or let me erase this one. Let's change the example, otherwise am will not be used. So I am going, I am going. Then we have used am with the subject I. Okay, and if I take another example, if the subject is he, then we will use is going, he is going. And let's take the third example. They are going. And in the fourth example, we can use he or Ram was going. And in the fifth example, we can include they were going. Then I think you can guess or you can see the differences. In the first example, the subject is I, and as the subject is I, we use am with it, as I have said in this case. Next, he is going to school. We have used is with the subject he, because he is a singular subject. And in the same way, in the third example, we have used are with the subject they, because they is referring to the plural form or plural subject. And in the fourth example, he or Ram referring to the singular form or the singular subject. That's why in case of past tense, we need to use was instead of were. We can't use he were going to school. Okay, or we can't use Ram were going to school, because Ram or he is in third person singular number or simply in singular form or singular subject. In the same way, in the fourth example, we have used where with the subject they, because they is referring to the plural form. And as I have already told that where is used with the subject, means so with plural subject, and here the subject is they in plural form. Okay, let's go to the second example. Or second, not second example, second rule. So the second rule can be of second rule. Rule number 2. Okay. In second rule, we can include the uses of have verbs. The uses of have verbs. And we have two have verbs. One is not two, three. Has, have, and had. Have, has, had. So these two are used in case of present tense, and this one is used in case of past tense. Past tense. Okay. So has is used with third person singular subject. Third person singular subjects. And have is used with all the other subjects except except third person singular subjects. Except third person singular subjects. Let's take an example, otherwise it will not be clear to you. So if I say he has gone to school. If I take the example, he has gone to school. So here the subject is in third person singular subject. He, because third person singular subjects are he, she, it, and any singular name. He, she, it, and any singular name comes under third person singular subject. Okay, and in this case, in this example, he is third person singular number subject. That's why we have used has with it. Okay, and if I use any subject except third person singular subject, then for example I can say, sorry, for example I can take I have gone to school, and they have gone to school. So if you notice, the subject I and the subject they, both of them are not third person singular subject. As they are not third person singular subject, that's why we are using have with them. Right? I think you have got the idea. So if you have got the idea, then let's go to the uses of had. Let's take the example of had. Had is used basically in case of all the subjects, all the all the subjects. uh, let's add another word, that is with all the subjects of past perfect tense. Perfect tense. Past perfect tense. For example, he had finished his homework, and I had gone to the place. I had gone to the place. So in both of the examples, if you notice, in the first example the subject is he, and in the second example the subject is I. But in both of them I have used had, because as I said that in case of past perfect tense, with all the subjects we need to use had. Okay, I think up to this clear. If it is clear, then let's go to the third example. So the third rule is, if two singular subjects are joined by conjunction and the verb will be in plural form. So if two singular subjects are joined by a conjunction and the verb will be in plural form. Okay, let's take an example. If I say Ram and Shyam are coming. Ram and Shyam are coming. So if you notice, we are not talking about only Ram or only Shyam, but we are talking about both of them. As we are talking about both of them by joining and, then the subject becomes plural, because Ram is one and the second one is Shyam. As we are talking about two person, then it becomes plural, and as the whole means Ram and Shyam are plural, that's why the verb also is in plural, and that's why we have used are. Okay, let's take another example. The teacher the teacher and and the clerk the teacher and the clerk go to school. Okay, so the teacher, this is the first example. Oh no, sorry, not first example, first subject. Okay, and singular, and the clerk. This is also in singular. Joining by and. Then it becomes plural. As it becomes plural, that's why we have used the verb in plural form, go. And remember that V1, that means verb 1 or verb first form plural, always plural in form. And verb plus s or es is equal to singular, singular in form. Okay, remember this one. This is very important. Often students get confused with this concept. Verb 1 or the verb first form always refers to plural form, and verb plus s or es with, that means singular. So if I say go, then this is plural, and if I say goes, it means singular. Okay, then I think the third rule is also clear to you. And let's stop the class here, and I will continue in the next class with more examples, or sorry, not examples, more rules. Okay, my target will be up to 10 rules in the second class. Okay, so please be tuned with the classes of mine. And I think you haven't watched the video on verb that I have uploaded. So if you like to have the concepts of the finite and non-finite verbs, then transitive and intransitive verbs, then please go to my channel and watch them. Okay, so thank you for today. Meet you very soon. Thank you.